Hello, everybody. Matt from Invexa. Going to give you a quick overview of the key levels in the crypto world, which is, I think, taken a lot of people by surprise. But if you think purely, forget all the news, forget everything, just from a technical perspective, it makes complete sense. And it is something we would expect. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of some of the key ones we're following. To start off with Cardano or ADA. Some of these key levels that we really want to see. Obviously, price rallied up. We've got these boxes that offered a little bit of support, but now coming back down to this level. So this level is just under $1. It's kind of key. You can see it's multi-week going back to 22nd of February. Price broke above retest. So we want to see that hold. What I would say is obviously RSI is not in an extreme area yet. Awesome oscillator is going negative now today. MACD has crossed over. It's not ready for a positive turn yet. It's still facing down. That's on the daily. Obviously, if this level breaks, if the $1 breaks, then we can see further downside. So this was the last breakout, which is 43 cents. I'm looking at this again with most of them as a huge 5-wave move up, and now looking for a 3-wave move down. So again, a wave 2 can definitely come down into that region between 61.8 to 90. So if Cardano does continue down there, that's kind of what we would expect. We'd be looking for MAC to start turning back up, for there to be some kind of divergence, or at least go positive on Awesome Oscillator. So those are the levels on Cardano that we need to be aware of. Coming to Algorand, this was lovely actually. This was, we had the breakout, one test, come back for the 2 test. So I'm looking at that again. These are dailies. If I consider that was one of the lows there. At the moment we have divergence, but we're not extreme oversold on RSI. Awesome Oscillator is still going red. MAC is still red, it's not crossing. We've got this trend line which has come up, but it's looking vulnerable at the moment. This is daily time frame. We've got the moving average 200 there. Again, you've got huge levels that were breakouts that you would expect it to come back to. It came down once, but you would expect it to come down to this red box, which is the peak of these levels. So again, we can see more downside there. Doge, if anyone's on Doge, have a look here. So we had, again, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, potentially an A, B, and a C. We could still be in the C down. What we want to do is ideally see that red box hold, which is around sort of 28, 29, where it is now. If that obviously breaks and everything is still looking negative at the moment, MAC down, Awesome Oscillator down, RSI is still not ready to go, then obviously you can see another decent drop coming in there. So on Doge, again, it was the poster boy. We will, I wasn't invested in that. Don't see any real value, not at the levels. Again, you can see people were buying beginning of May. People see this strength as a parabolic move, and people buy in, and then obviously bag holders get dumped, probably sell, as it starts dropping, they start selling, and that's when the big boys then buy. EOS as well, something very, very similar. We had a great move up, and again, you can count 5-wave move up. This is obviously one of the tokens we do like. And again, you can, after the 5-wave move up, you can count. So 61.8 to 90 is what we'd be looking at for a big wave 2 target, which is in that zone at the moment. It's also, again, this was huge resistance, so it's back down there. Now, what we really want to see is it start being supported. Moving average 200 is there. Don't really want it to drop much lower than that at the moment. We've got, we do have divergence on EOS. It's obviously not, we want it to come back positive. MACD is still on the sell side. Awesome Oscillator is still on the sell side. But again, what you can see on EOS from the peak is a 72% drop, which is one of the biggest actually when you look across them. Ethereum Classic. So again, this is a great one. You get exactly the same thing. These are all technical moves. So again, you had big resistance, come back, bang, up it goes, looking for a retest. Again, RSI, we've got no divergence yet. Ideally, you want to see this potentially come down even to this level, which was the previous, this is daily time frame. So going back from all of February through to April, broke up, comes back down, maybe looking for retest there, doesn't, breaks above, strong parabolic move. You do not want to be chasing those moves, as we always discuss, and then looking for it to come down. What we can do is if we change our moving average from a 4, if we put that onto the 9, there's a couple of ways to play this. Obviously, to start really sort of buying in and be confirmed. At the moment, it's still to the sell side. Also, I'll say it's just gone negative. RSI's come down again. There's no divergence yet. Moving average 200 is all the way again down here. Ties in with the retest at 22, so it could be half of where it is now. Ethereum again. This is a huge breakout zone that's in at the moment. If it does drop, and again, bearing in mind the others can drop. If it does come down lower, 1367 could be a level that you want to be considering. It's a lot safer to be buying once you've got some confirmation from our tools, obviously, that we teach and the community is aware of. Chain link, you'll see this again, huge drop, but nothing that you wouldn't expect in any technical move. Price comes up. This was the last sort of major resistance. 1, 2, look for a sell down, and price rallies above, comes back up. Again, you can count the waves up. You can count 1, 2, 3, a 4, and then a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5. And then it comes back down. So what we would do is put our Fibonacci in. We'd be looking for 61.8 to 90. And again, the 61.8 to 90, wave 2 would then tally in with the previous resistance. So again, we're getting to levels now, kind of these levels here where you are looking for it to start finding some support. Again, you can wait for confirmation. You can wait for it to come back up and turn positive. You'll notice that on Link, it's been negative for a lot longer than some of the others we've just looked at. You can see the awesome oscillators maybe now 5 days in compared to the others 1 or 2. So it could be an indication to prices on the others. Again, you're looking there 70% drop. So Litecoin as well. This is daily. You see it's pierced the moving average 200. Again, these levels, just as you start looking across, you had big levels here. But again, this level, it's never been retested from above. Price has never come down. So again, you would want to see these kind of levels, 90 to 100 or to 96 really. And again, you don't blindly just buy at those levels. You'd wait for this confirmation, wait for the indicators to start becoming positive. Luna as well, big drop. This one I'd say is, you would really want to, on Luna, really want to start seeing that level to be holding. This is on the daily. That was the last breakout down at 3. But again, what we've had is a, 1, 2, 3 at the moment down. The RSI has gone some divergence there, which is what you want to see. XRP, obviously a big favorite. We've got down here, this was the first level. You see it there. If I come right across. But again, right below that, within this final area before price took off, if I just put this levels in here, again, you've got these levels. If I put this as in USD, so again, the tops of these sort of 63 cent. Again, at the moment, RSI is down there, but it's not gone positive. You've got the moving average 200, which correlates with that last sort of resistance before takeoff. So you'd like to see some buyers coming in at these levels now. That's most of them. A couple of ones, obviously, we've had these most recent ones. SHIB, which is, ridiculously cheap and just a bit of a play around, I think. One of the charts I'm currently looking at is comparing Ethereum with Bitcoin. So it's a direct comparison between the two. And again, as you zoom out, you start having a look for possible areas. We can see this was probably covered by there, came down for a bounce. Then we're looking at this whole area. So now on these levels, you can see huge resistance, again, resistance, and then price just broke above. So what we could be looking at, moving average 200 is sort of way down there. These levels, we can mark them on our chart and then we can keep an eye out. Again, RSI has dropped significantly because we had warning signs. When the red arrow is popping off, it is warning signs. Price just got further extended away from that, which is, again, big warning. As soon as we have our MAC crossover, we knew that, be very careful here at these levels. Signal goes off there. From when our signal went off, 30% drop, and potentially even more to come on there. So just know your levels. Forget listening to any news stories and all the rest of it. If you know the levels that you're looking for, then it can, definitely guide you. Just going back to, Bitcoin, everyone's talking about Bitcoin. We've got our levels marked out there. At the moment, it's got that holding. What I would like to do is, if I just put one of my Fibonacci's, assuming this is an ABC coming down on Bitcoin, we've got the A, the B, C down. You can see at the moment it banks pretty bang on from that 1618. At the moment, it's supporting. Ideally, there's no divergence yet. So ideally, if it could make a quick flash even to this little level there, that sneaky little level there, which hasn't been tested, that would be 24,000. May not go there, may not. If it does, this is a huge level. If I just show you on the scroll right back, that 20,000 was the huge resistance that led to the drop in December 17. Price came down at this point. So this year, I mean, again, let's put this in context. When despite that, this year, this was all this year coming up. So within the last 12 months, if I go back to May, what day are we today? The 23rd. So May the 23rd is there. So it went up 723%, which is huge, huge, huge. It's come down 50%, 53%. So you are still within the last 12 months. People talk about this crash, and it makes people worried. You're still up 340% if you bought last year. So it's all in perspective. It's putting everything into perspective of what's happening. It really wouldn't surprise me to get some more panic, some more fear in the market, get rid of weak hands, make people sell so that, they can accumulate more. I would have one eye open. I'm not saying it would go there. But if it did go there, I just wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden you had a flash crash and then it rebounded. What you really want to be seeing, give you some confidence when you do start going in, you would really want to see a candlestick down here, and then it has a nice body on top, which would be green. Something like that is what you would want to see. So if it had a big flash down move, even to that level that we discussed, 24,000, then we start seeing MACD curl up, we start seeing awesome oscillator go green, and we have some divergence here. That would fill me with confidence. Bitcoin is what the leader in the market. There's no getting away from that. People will trash talk it. People will fill you full of fear at the moment. When there's blood on the streets, you listen to Warren Buffett, that's the time to be considering buying. Doesn't mean you just buy blindly. You just throw money at something which continues to drop. You don't want to catch a falling knife. What you want to be doing is looking for these opportunities. You want to be looking at the price areas, keeping a cool head. If it helps you, don't follow anything on social media. Don't follow any news. You trade the price action, you trade the tools, and gives you confidence. There's no harm in scaling in. If you had, let's just say you've got £1,000 pot, you don't want to put £1,000 pot in at any one time. You might want to put in 20% at this level that you think is a good area. You might want to put 30%, 40%, whatever your risk appetite is, you make that decision. But there's no harm in always keeping a little bit back, maybe 20, 30% back, so that if you ever do get a flash crash and then you start seeing this, you can get in. The markets, if we're saying these are, if we're saying this is a wave one and wave two of some degree, to give you an idea, say it just held there. For example, the first target there is 87,000 Bitcoin. Let's just go back. Cardano, again, we're not saying wave two down is finished yet. If it was finished, we'd be looking at $3.30 first target. Second target comes up $4.80. XRP, if we said we've got wave two in progress and then we go up for wave three normally parabolic. First one would be, probably be testing the previous all-time high, to be fair. Then the 261 comes in at $4. The 423 comes in at 6.2. Again, XLM as well. So again, if we're saying this is a major wave two, and again, look at XLM. All of this congestion has to be retested from above at some point. You can't have it not retest. Any breakout always comes back for the retest. Again, XLM currently 30 cent. The first target would be 1.126, second $1.7, third $2.5. So that's our overview of cryptos. That's where we are at the moment. Keeping level heads, happy with our investments, happy with the coins, not buying random ones other than SHIB. But yeah, if you know your levels, you know your targets, you know your risk management is right, then you should be okay with this. I've been through many market corrections, whether it's individual shares, whether it's indices, forex, whatever it is, and what you'll find is if you're led by news and fear, by the emotions, you'll burn. I think recently a lot of people new to the market have been led by fear of missing out, FOMO, and greed. So they've wanted to buy because they've seen these moves. Again, if you go back to Bitcoin, they see these moves, bang, it's just parabolic moves up. And then what they do, that doesn't make the news or make real social media until we're in the final stages, the distribution stages. And this is when people are offloading, the whales, as they call them, are offloading their positions. People get these moves up, and it can only see every pullback here, pullback buy, pullback buy, pullback buy, pullback buy. Then it drops, people get caught out. What you need to do, keep level head, know your figures, have some education, some knowledge behind you, community. And that's what we've got in Vexor to try and make sure everyone's on the right track and knows what they're doing, especially with risk management. So if you want to join the waiting list for the next intake, then get in touch, drop us a message, and we can get back to you. But yeah, I thought I'd put this out there just to put some level headedness in the market, show you the levels we're watching, and hopefully remain calm. When everyone else loses their mind, is really important. You just stay calm and you look at the levels, you look at the price, and then you can make some money. There's always opportunities in the market both ways. So that's what we're doing. We're looking for the opportunities, looking at where to get in, when to get in, and how much we should risk. So I hope you find that useful. Obviously, subscribe, and yeah, if you've got any comments on that, drop us a message and we'll get in contact with you.